Bentornati, welcome back to my channel. First of all, thank you. And especially if you're one of those brave souls that subscribed and actually came back to watch my videos. Thank you. I am truly honored to have you as my guest. That said, what is this? Don't mind the footage, it's probably just me chilling with a random game or something else. That is not the point. The point is celebrating the first 50 subs. I think I waited long enough for this. As I am writing this script, we are sitting at 57. And in my mind this also offsets the small number of friends and family that felt more or less coerced into subscribing. So, 50. How cool is that? I mean, it doesn't seem a lot. It's just 5% of what you would need to start monetizing a channel, and even when you get to 1,000 subs, it's still just peanuts in the grand scheme of things. But when I consider that I started doing this just for fun, the fact that 50 random strangers from around the world decided to trust my voice and my crappy accent enough to subscribe, it truly amazes me. Like, I am really ever so grateful. So again, well done us, well done you. I would not be making this video, or probably any video at all, if it wasn't for you. In the rest of this video, you will hear me talk a little bit about why I do this, how I do this. So if you're interested in my, for example, what programs I use, I will talk about that at some point. I will also try my best to put time tags on this video so that you can skip ahead and only listen to what you want to listen to. Then, after that, I'll do a small channel update. And then I think I'll say something like alla prossima at the end, which is just Italian for see you next time, by the way. So don't worry about that. Anyway, let's get to it. First is why. Why do I make videos? The reason is I wanted to turn my gaming activity into something even more creative. I love gaming. I love games, all sorts of games really. I love video games, tabletop games, role-playing games. And I'm a firm believer that we as humans learn the most and better from playing. I mean, there's a reason why children love and should play a lot, and especially together with other children, and at the same time there is no reason whatsoever why adults should stop doing that. Sure, our ancestors might have had moments where they had to work all day every day, and if they didn't they would starve, but I'm not in that position, luckily, and I'm guessing neither are you if you are watching this video. So what I'm trying to say is that playing, to me, is a little bit of a sacred activity because it means learning. It means exploring new spaces, honing your skills, and learn something new. So I decided that one way to crank that up to 11, so to speak, was to record my gaming and turn that into videos so that I would also force myself into developing a bunch of other skills on top of that. Such as video editing, of course, audio editing, which is a totally different thing, believe me, and also criminally neglected by many content creators. A lot of people believe that you just have to spend money on a good microphone. It's not it. You need to put a little bit more effort into that, and the ones that do, you notice that. By the way, I have a crappy microphone, so even if I've put a lot of effort into that, I still don't sound good, because I don't want to commit and spend 200 euros or something on a microphone. Anyway, then, narrating. You might have noticed that it doesn't come particularly natural to me, so I'm learning that. And on top of all of this, I'm doing this in English, which is my second language. I am Italian, I've always lived in Italy, so this is my way of practicing my conversation skills. So, all in all, extreme synthesis. Why? Because it's a learning experience. Then, second point, how am I doing this? I produce and edit everything on my own using only free software, and here's the list of the programs that I use. OBS for recording, of course. I do not use OBS Studio before you ask, because the only difference really is the UI and a bunch of very useful presets for streaming, which is not a thing that I'm particularly interested in. I mean, I tried it, I didn't enjoy that a lot, and if you just listen to my motivation part, it doesn't match as well as making videos does. Then for editing the videos, I use DaVinci Resolve, currently version 16. Believe me, the learning curve for this one is particularly steep, but the amount of features that you get for a price of 0 is really something else. All of the improvements that you can see when you compare one of my early videos to my latest ones probably 100% come from me getting more and more skilled with DaVinci Resolve. Ton of features, plus it is practically free. The only thing that you would get with the paid version are the ability to have the preview on another screen, which is helpful of course, but not 100% needed, and things like the ability to render for 4K, which is not something that I'm interested in doing right now. Then what else? For the thumbnails and the other 2D assets that at times pop up, I use a program called Krita. I also use the GIMP a lot. I still use it sometimes, but Krita has better layer effects, much more closer to the ones you could use in Photoshop, for example, and I like using those a lot. I also used Audacity a little bit for audio things, especially, of course. For example, there was this one time where I totally screwed up the audio tracks setup in OBS, and basically I had one track with only the game sound and another one with again the game sound and my voice mixed in, which is not something that you want to do necessarily. I prefer to have game on one and only my voice on the other one so that I can control the levels. But I found a way to subtract the game sound of track 1 from track 2, which in the end saved my final mix, even though it wasn't perfect. But yeah, Audacity lets you do crazy stuff like that. Then what else? Oh yeah, microphone. You might be interested in knowing that I'm using a Blue Snowball, and I've used this microphone from the very beginning. So again, if you noticed the changes are in the way I edit the audio track. And if you have a Snowball and would like it not to sound like a cheap intercom, just go to YouTube and look on guides on how to properly configure a Blue Snowball. The really condensed, abridged version is that you equalize that by lowering the mid-tones, and you should boost up your low and high frequencies to taste until it sounds good to you, and that makes a lot of difference. Okay, so this was the how. Third point, the what, which means channel update. So what are we doing? What are we going to do? The series, I've did a little bit of spot videos, but really I want to do series. Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead, the first I've started making videos for. Team is doing very well. My current plan is to continue working on the NPC missions. Eventually I would try to set up my own camp, which is something I never tried, so who knows how that's gonna be. I hope it's gonna be exciting. I'm leaning towards going the cyborg route with Team rather than mutant, but I'm still open. In the immediate future, we have an hospital and a research facility to work on, so prepare your ears for the obscene amount of gunshots they're about to hear. So that was Cataclysm. Then we have Star Sector. Exciting times for Captain Zero Thompson. Just recently he's beginning to get rid of the shackles of the hegemony. Eventually he will be establishing his own colonies. We found, we believe, a suitable place. And we also have our little people waiting to be taken out of the freezer, basically. In the more immediate future, there's Dhaka. Lots and lots of Dhaka. What else? There's a RimWorld series that you might have seen. I like RimWorld. I don't think the rest of the world really likes seeing me playing RimWorld, maybe. I don't know. In hindsight, it was probably kind of stupid to start a vanilla game. Most people are probably really tired of vanilla RimWorld already. So I don't know. I don't want to interrupt the series, I like it, but I maybe have to move to a much less edited format. Actually, this is a question for you. Would you rather see me play something different? Is it annoying at all to, get maybe the notifications for a series that maybe you see as padding material? It is a little bit of as padding material, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Maybe you don't care to see the more or less raw footage of that, and with raw I mean just that I don't edit as much, I don't do as many cuts. But let me know. We had Dwarf Fortress for a little bit. I don't anymore. The videos are still there, but I'm not recording for Dwarf Fortress, and I am truly sorry for that. Believe me, I love Dwarf Fortress. The problem is the way I play it really clashes with the way I would like the videos to turn out. I like my videos to somehow tell a story and be focused on the story, and you can do that. You can tell amazing stories with DF, but it takes too much time. If you look at one amazing example of that, which is Krogsmash channel, he said explicitly in the past, I remember because I followed him since before he went full-time on Dwarf Fortress. He was really honest and really upfront, saying that he needed to either transition to Dwarf Fortress videos as a day job, or he had to stop doing that because he was basically working his day job and then spending all the rest of his time and subtracting from sleep to make those videos, which are amazing, but they just take so much time, and he doesn't really publish videos daily just because of the amount of work that takes, and he is working full-time on that. So I would love to do something like that, but I have a day job, and before YouTube, which by the way it's not my objective, okay, I want to make this clear. I'm doing this for fun and as a learning experience. YouTube will probably never be a source of income for me, and before can replace my day job as a software engineer, well, that would take a lot of time. Again, I'm not planning for that. I'm not counting on that. I have it in the back of my mind, it's nice to fantasize about things, but again, not my objective. So Dwarf Fortress is not in the horizon, unfortunately. Unless I could do it a little bit more like somebody like Quill18 does it, but that's a little bit more, you see, like that's the streaming format. He just chills out, plays Dwarf Fortress and engages with the chat. I don't particularly like that. I like watching that. That's not what I want to do with my channel. Then, last more or less technical note about the channel. I'm not promoting the channel in any way. The only external source that links to this channel is the Cataclysm Reddit, that I think maintains a list of active Let's Play series. And the last time I checked, there was still a link to this channel. Apart from that, I'm just relying on YouTube's algorithm and you. And this is the part where I do not tell you to spread the word, because if you wanted to, you would have done already. I will not beg for likes and subs, which is a thing that I honestly hate from the deepest core of my heart. Don't get me wrong, one thing is somebody such as a great content creator like Krogsmash that I mentioned a second ago, saying in a really honest and upfront way, look, I'm doing this because of your generosity, so please keep doing that, otherwise I have to find a day job and I must stop doing this. So that is one thing. Another thing is people pestering their viewers by begging for likes in all their videos and also in other people's videos, which is something that started happening to me and I hate it. If you have a channel, good for you. I mean, if you want to stop and leave a comment and say hi, cool. Most probably I will check your channel if you have one, if you are just a buddy, like a good person. The main reason why I stopped the Italian Minecraft videos is because the Italian Minecraft community is 98% made of people that make, first of all, crappy videos. I'm sorry, that's the truth. And they promote their channel in every possible way, and especially by dropping on your first Minecraft video ever. Subscribe, like, watch for 3 seconds, because I know, because, you know, in the channel dashboard you can see that, and leave a comment that sounds like, "What a nice channel, you're amazing, you deserve a lot more views and subscribers, and by the way, I subscribed and liked, and I would like you to do the same. Why don't you drop by my channel and subscribe and like, and while you're there, why don't you stay active and watch all my videos?" My answer is no, thank you. I'm doing my channel. Why don't you go do your videos and stop annoying me? So I am reporting as spam all those comments. This is the rant part of the video. Sorry about that. All in all, so if you're wondering why this channel is so small, the answer is that I'm not working on growing it at all. I mean, probably even if I did, it would still be very small. But if you are here watching this, it is either because you or YouTube have decided that my videos are worth checking out, which is a kind of a comforting thought to me. So, thank you. Closing thoughts. So far, it's been amazing. It's also been exhausting. Not just recording and editing, but also all the learning that is involved into that. Which again is something that I enjoy, but it's a ton of busy work nonetheless. So moving forward, if anything, you can expect the channel to stay more or less the same, which means 2 or 3 weekly videos, and maybe some padding here and there. The quality of the main series can just go up, just because of the fact that I'm still learning, but unless you convince me with an inordinate amount of comments to change something, like for example, maybe all the people that look Star Sector tell me, please don't do Star Sector, do something else, I'll probably do, but otherwise things are gonna stay more or less the same. So if you like it, good. It's more of the good stuff. Okay guys, this is all from me. Again, thank you so much for having helped me reaching this goal of the 50 subscribers, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Alla prossima!